जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। यशोदनंदन व्रज जनरंजन यशोदनंदन व्रज जनरंजन। यमुना तीरवनचारी यमुना तीरवनचारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe. Jaya Jagannatha Jaya Baladeva Subhadrama Jaya Sudarshana. Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. हरिनाम संकीर्तन की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे, हरि हरि बोल। हरे कृष्ण। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवतीरुत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। Hare Krishna. So we are continuing with the Canto 3, Chapter 4, and done with 28, and today we continue with the 29th. Shri Shuka Uvacha Brahmashapapadeshena Kale Namoghavanchitaha Samhrutya Swakulam Sphitam Tyakshan Dehamachintayat. Shri Shuka Uvacha Brahmashapapadeshena Kale Namoghavanchitaha Samhrutya Swakulam Sphitam Tyakshan Dehamachintayat. Shri Shuka Uvacha Brahmashapapadeshena Kale Namoghavanchitaha Samhrutya Swakulam Sphitam Tyakshan Dehamachintayat. Shri Shuka Uvacha Brahma Shapapadeshena Shri Shuka Uvacha Brahma Shapapadeshena Kalena Moghavanchitaha Samrutya Sakulam Sphitam Shri Shuka Uvacha Brahma Shapapadeshena Kalena Moghavanchitaha Samhrutya Svakulam Svitam Takshan Deham Achintayat. Matajis. Shri Shuka Uvacha Brahma Shapapadeshena Kalena Moghavanchitaha Okay. Word to word meaning. Shri Shuka Uvacha. Shri Sukadeva Goswami said, Brahma Shapa, cursing by the Brahmanas, Apadeshena, on the pleased by such a show, Kalena, by the eternal time, Amogha, unfailing, Vanchitaha, one who so desires, Samhrutya, closing, Swakulam, own family, Sphitam, excessively numerous, Chakshan, after giving up, Teham, the universal form, Achintyat, thought to himself. Translation. Sukadeva Goswami replied, My dear king, the cursing of the Brahmanas was only a plea. But the actual fact was the supreme desire of the Lord. He wanted to disappear from the face of the earth after dispatching his excessively numerous family members. He thought to himself as follows. Purport by His Divine Grace Abhay Charana Ravinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. In this verse, the word Chakshan is very significant in relation to Lord Sri Krishna's leaving his body. Since he is the eternal form of existence, knowledge and bliss, his body and his self are identical. Therefore, how is it possible that he would leave his body and then disappear from the vision of the world? There is a great controversy amongst the non-devotees or Mayavadis about the mysterious disappearance of the Lord. And the doubts of those men with a poor fund of knowledge have been very elaborately cleared by Srila Jiva Goswami in his Krishna Sandarbha. According to Brahma Samhita, the Lord has many forms. It is stated therein that the Lord has innumerable forms. And when he appears within the vision of the living entities, as Lord Krishna actually appeared, all such forms amalgamate with him. Besides all these infallible forms, he has his universal form, as manifested before Arjuna on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Here in this verse, the word Sphitam is also used, which indicates that he left his gigantic universal form called the Virat Rupa, not his primeval eternal form, because there is hardly any possibility of his changing his form as Satchidananda. This simple understanding is at once realized by the devotees of the Lord, but those who are non-devotees, who perform hardly any devotional service to the Lord, either do not understand this simple fact or purposely raise a controversy to defeat the eternity of the transcendental body of the Lord. This is due to the defect called the cheating propensity of the imperfect living entities. By practical experience also, it is seen up to the present day that the Lord's transcendental form is worshipped by devotees in different temples, and all the devotees of the Lord factually realize that the form of the deity in the temple is non-different from the form of the Lord. This inconceivable performance of the internal potency of the Lord is described in Bhagavad Gita 7.25. Naham prakasha sarvasya yogamaya samavritaha. The Lord reserves the right of not being exposed to everyone. In the Padma Purana, it is said, Atah Sri Krishna Namadi Nabhavet Grahyam Indriyaihi. The name and form of the Lord cannot be perceived by the material senses, but when he appears within the vision of the mundane people, he assumes the form of the Virat Rupa. This is an additional material exhibition of form and is supported by the logic of a subject and its adjectives. In grammar, when an adjective is taken away from the subject it modifies, does not change. Similarly, when the Lord quits his Virat Rupa, his eternal form does not change. Although there is no material difference between himself and any one of his innumerable forms. In the 5th canto, it will be seen how the Lord is worshipped in different planets in his different forms, even now, and how he is worshipped in different temples of this earth also. Srila Jiva Goswami and Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakura have very elaborately explained this incident of the Lord's disappearance in their commentaries, quoting various authentic versions of Vedic literatures. We purposely do not include them all here to avoid an increase in the volume of this book. The entire matter is explained in Bhagavad Gita as quoted above. The Lord reserves the right of not being exposed to everyone. He always keeps himself out of the vision of the non-devotees, who are devoid of all of love and devotion, and thus he puts them still further away from the Lord. The Lord appeared on the invitation of Brahma, who prayed before the Kshirodakashayi Vishnu, and therefore when the Lord appeared, all the forms of Vishnu amalgamated with him. And when the mission was fulfilled, all of them disintegrated from him in the usual course. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Utapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunadhanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Śrīmate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Krupa Sindubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam Karoti Vachalam Hare Krishna. So, see this. This topic is very difficult part actually to comment. I know I'm not really eligible to present on this or discuss on this, but I take it as an opportunity And I request all of you to pray for me, and so that the right words comes at the right time, and to glorify Krishna, because this sloka is talking about the supremacy of the Lord. So I think mostly only elevated souls can comment and understand this, and it's very difficult to understand. But I try to put the points like how it goes, what is our understanding, and how we can understand Krishna. So I request to pray for me. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindubhya eva chaparitanam pravanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Anantakota Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Okay, so here the translation says, this Sukadeva Goswami replied. So the previous verse is talking about Rajo Vacha, right? Just I will open that, and so that we can get it linked with the shloka. So 3.4.28, where Raja Uvacha, the king was inquired. The Pariksit Maharaj was asking, at the end of the pastimes of the Lord of the three worlds, Sri Krishna, and after the disappearance of the members of the Vrishni and Bhoja dynasties, who were the best of the great commanders, why did Uddhava alone remain? So the Pariksit Maharaj is inquiring. So the discussion is happening between the Vidura and Uddhava, and Uddhava was referring to Vidura to reach out to the Maitreya Rishi. That is this chapter is all about Vidura approaches Maitreya. So based on the instructions from Uddhava. So by listening to all the conversation between Uddhava and Vidura, where Sukadeva Goswami was explaining everything to Pariksit Maharaj, here in between King Pariksit asked the question about the Edu dynasty, and everyone left this material world, and how Uddhava stayed back. So in this sloka 3.4.29, it is mentioned, Sukadeva Goswami is replying to Pariksit Maharaj. So my dear king, the cursing of the Brahmanas was only a plea, but the actual fact was that the supreme desire of the Lord. This is happening, all the Vrishni and Bhoja dynasty and everyone left their material bodies, and they left this material world. And that is, it appears on the material plane like this is happening because of the cursing of the Brahmanas. But what it is mentioned over here, where we can understand the transcendental nature of the Lord, where this is the will of Krishna, where everyone needs to leave this material body. Right? You got the connection between the previous question and today's verse, right? So without desire of Krishna, nothing will happen in the material world. That point we can understand very easily from this. So that is the reason Srila Prabhupada mentioned in the purport also about the Mayavadis, and they may depict, or they may discuss, they may put the points like Krishna is a normal person, so he is also left his body, and all his dynasty, they also left their bodies. So it's a kind of they will give different opinions, but this sloka, it's clearly gives a information about this is happening. This has happened because of supreme desire of the Lord, and he wanted to disappear from the face of the earth after dispatching his excessively numerous family members. There are many people, many family members were there, and he wanted everyone need to leave this material world and go back home, back to Godhead, or according to their karmas. So so Srila Prabhupada was mentioning Tyakshan is one of the significant relation to the Lord Sri Krishna leaving his body. Actually, Krishna is not a normal person, and he is a Satchit Ananda Swarupa, actually. Right? Supreme Lord Krishna is eternal existent, and is a Sat, and is full of knowledge, Chit, and his Ananda. And we are also part and parcel of Krishna. That is the reason we also, as a soul, as a Jivatma, we also have these qualities in a smaller level. As a soul, we are Satchidananda. So that is one of the reason, even taking these words, Mayavadis will explain something else. Satchidananda is also, they explain it in different way, and they may correlate with the Brahma Jyoti and merging into the Brahma Jyoti and something like that. But Krishna and Krishna's transcendental form, there is no difference between his form and his name, that we know, right? So I've taken few examples from the scriptures, and so that how difficult it is to understand Krishna, and what is the way we can understand Krishna. So we see these two sides of the coin. In Brahma Samhita it is mentioned, Shri Radha Madhav ki jai, Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Mai Sudarshan ki jai, Gaur Nithai ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So in Brahma Samhita there is a reference in the same purport. So Advaitam Achyutam Anadi Manantarupam Adhyam Purana Purusham Navayavvanam Cha Vedeshu Durlabham Adurlabham Atma Bhakto Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. This is very well known verse for all of us, right? Everywhere, wherever we go and we try to preach, we bring these kind of shlokas, right? Advaitam Achyutam Anadi Manantarupam. I worship the Govinda, the primeval Lord, who is inaccessible to the Vedas. By referring to the Vedas, I can mention that I am done with Ajur Veda Adhyayan, I am done with Sama Veda, I am done with different Vedas, 4 Vedas. I am expert in all the Vedas. There are many people we see in the material world. They can do Sahasravadhan, Shatavadhan. At a time they can answer 100 questions, and at a time they can answer 1,000 questions. Like that, there are many people. But the scholarly knowledge doesn't give you a proper understanding of Krishna. So that is a kind of inaccessible to the Vedas. So by reading, by speculating what is mentioned in the Vedas, and if we try to understand Krishna, it is very, very difficult that we can understand. But obtainable by pure unalloyed devotion of the soul. So how it is possible? How we can understand Krishna? It is only possible by the unalloyed devotion of the soul. And who is without second, who is not subjected to the decays, he is Achyuta. Achyuta means there is no Chuta. So there is Krishna, one of the name is Achyuta. Chuta means fallible. Achyuta means unfallible. So he is never decays. He never, in this context, actually it gives an impression that Krishna left his body. That is mentioned, right? But it's a kind of transcendental body. He disappeared, not, left his body. We have many examples in the scriptures, right? So he is an Achyuta, and without beginning. Anadi. Advaitam Achyutam Anadi. And whose form is endless, Anantam. And he is having innumerable avatars. We cannot count actually. Whenever we go and preach, and we were talking to the new people, if we ask how many avatars, in the schools when we are distributing books also, we ask the question like how many avatars are there, and everyone says Dasha avatara, 10 avatars. And especially in India, everyone knows about these Dasha avatars. And no one refers to the scriptures actually whenever they are explaining. There are many groups formed, I think in the current age, with the technology, with using the Zoom classes and Google Talk and something like that. Everyone do lot of Parayan, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, Vishnu Sahasranama, Stotra Parayan and everything, right? And they are scholars, and someone, without seeing, they can chant Vishnu Sahasranama without looking at the book also. But it is very difficult to understand that he is endless. He is having innumerable forms, right? how many forms Krishna is having, in the Samundar, there is, what we say? Waves, yeah. How the waves are coming and going, and similarly, Krishna will have innumerable forms. So, Advaitam, Achyutam, Anadim, Anantarupam. And Adyam Purana Purusham. He is the beginning of everything. And Purana Purusham. And then it's very difficult to understand where, Krishna started and where this living entity started. Purana Purusham. That is our Sanatana Dharma explains, right? And so it's a kind of where is the beginning? No one knows where is the beginning. And the eternal Purusha. He is the eternal Purusha. So no one is equal to him, no one is above him. Everyone is controlled by him. And he is a person possessing the beauty of blooming youth. Krishna means like he is always, we see the pictures of Krishna always in the youth form only. There is no kind of, his body got into the old age and wrinkled skin or something like that, right? And everywhere we see the Krishna is in the youth. That is Adhurlabham Atma Bhaktau Vedeshu Durlabham Adhurlabham Atma Bhaktau Adhyam Purana Purusham Navayavvanamcha. So he is always Navayavvana. Okay, this is one of the reference how we can understand the transcendental form of Krishna. And we'll try to understand how difficult it is to understand Krishna's supremacy. We all try to accept it, but at least, from myself, most of the times I will have a question. Okay, what will happen, Krishna, if, he is there? How I can see him with my eyes? So there are many questions. In the recent visit to the school, one of the people are asking, what is Krishna? What is Krishna, right? And he was asking like, what is Krishna? What is is not, I try to explain him about the Krishna is, Sarvakarshak and is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But the child is like, he don't know what is Krishna. So how can I explain it? It's very difficult, right? What is Krishna? And it's very difficult. So that way we can understand. There is a reference from 7th chapter, 13th shloka from Bhagavad Gita. Tribhir gunamayair bhavair bhavair ebha sarvamidam jagat mohitam nabhijanati mamebhya param avyayam. Deluded by the three modes, the whole world does not know me, who am above the modes and inexhaustible. We are all, you see the picture, right? There is a famous picture in our Bhagavad Gita. We are binded by the goodness, mode of passion, and mode of ignorance. And we think that if we are in mode of goodness, and then we can understand Krishna. No, it is even very difficult to understand in the mode of goodness also. We can try to understand in the mode of goodness, but Krishna is even above the mode of goodness, right? So Krishna, he himself is telling, Tribhir gunamayair bhaverebhi sarvam idam jagat. And how difficult to understand Krishna and supremacy. There is one more reference, chapter 7, 19th shloka. Bahunam janmanamante jnanavan mam prapadyade vasudeva sarvamiti samahatma sudurlavaha. After many births and deaths, he who is actually in knowledge surrenders unto me, knowing me to be the cause of all causes and all that is. Such a great soul is very rare. It's very difficult to understand the supremacy of Krishna. And we take many births, 84 lakh species, birth after the birth into many animal kingdom, birds, plants, everywhere we travel and we reach to the human form of life. And even in the human form of life, it is very difficult to understand because Mama Maya Dhuratyaya. Krishna's Maya energy is very strong, so that you cannot understand Krishna. Even the Maya is given, produced and coming from Krishna's energy only. But it's very difficult to understand Krishna, right? So, Vasudeva Sarvamiti Sa Mahatma Sudurlabha. even in the human form of life, we try to understand Krishna and with different ways, reaching out to the gurus. Nowadays, you can see the gurus are, with the different forms. They are also with the different dresses in the material world. Yesterday, there are many people who are asking the question. They were referring to the internet. Nowadays, internet becomes a big guru. Everyone access their phone and they look into search for something, or someone shares something, and then they think that is a kind of authentic. I'm not sure, but yesterday was a day where Radha Krishna's marriage was happened, and few people came and was asking in the temple that, okay, you are not celebrating this. What is this? And then I asked, at least I don't know. And then where you got this information from? And then he opened the mobile phone and searched it, and he was showing one of the website. So, we are bewildered, right? We are believing whatever there in the internet. Nowadays, it's becoming more difficult to understand what is truth and what is false after anthropic AI. AI changed its form with an anthropic. There is a latest technology which is appeared. It does a lot of magics on the internet, especially. Everything is false. Everything is Maya. And Maya is becoming more stronger. I think, by looking at that, it is giving an impression. Recently, I have seen one video, which video is actually Nirmala Sitaraman's video. I'm not sure how many of you got that video. In that video, she was telling that in an hour I got this much money by putting my money into this and that and this, that. So the picture, the video which is produced, it looks like as similar to like the face and everything, expressions and everything is similar to Nirmala Sitaraman. And then I try to search in the Google itself, and then it says it is a hoax which is created by AI. And she also mentioned, don't believe, which is coming with my face, and you will be lost your money. So it's becoming very difficult. I'm not sure you have seen, there is also good side of that as well. Nityananda Prabhu's video also came in the Yukta Vairagya studios. So how beautiful it is depicted, to understand Krishna and Jagai Madai. There is superficial things are there and the depiction, in the picturization, but it's very interesting and everyone can attract it towards it. Nityananda Prabhu was so beautiful. You can imagine like how beautiful he is. Our imaginary beauty is like that, and then you can imagine how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu is beautiful, right? But we have to be very, what I can say, cautious, very cautious when we are looking at this kind of content, right? Because after many was bahunam janmanam te jnanavan mam prapachyate. Otherwise, we will be bewildered and we will be sidetracked. Right? Recently, one video came from the His Holiness Bhakti Swami Maharaj given one video about this content which is there in the YouTube. That is very special content for brahmacharis, what I can say, or for everyone. Because if you go and start looking at the YouTube videos, and it gives a lot of pop-ups with a content which is related to your age group, and then you will be cross-lined, and you will be going in the wrong direction. And 11 years, 12 years old people also going towards that, and they don't know they are really controlled by themselves, the other people. So they are looking at the other content. So why I am mentioning this is it's very difficult to understand this material world, and in that, with our material senses, it is very difficult to understand Krishna, right? So it's very difficult. So such a great soul is very rare. we can see one more this, how difficult to understand Krishna supremacy from the reference from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, 10th canto, 13th chapter, 15th shloka. So in this shloka, just I will open this, that's better I think. Minimize this and all. It's not visible, right? I need to escape from this. Now it is, yeah. So in this shloka, purport, O Maharaja Pariksit, Brahma, who resides in the higher planetary system in the sky, had observed the activities of the most powerful Krishna in killing and delivering Aghasura, and he was astonished. Now that same Brahma wanted to show some of his own power and see the power of Krishna, who was engaged in his childhood pastimes, playing as if with ordinary cowherd boys. Therefore, in Krishna's absence, Brahma took all the boys and calves to another place. Thus he became entangled, for in the very near future, he would see how powerful Krishna was. This is from Brahma Vimohan Leela, where Brahma, by looking at Krishna, like he thought, like, why this is a kind of small child, he's killing Aghasura and he's doing a lot of activities. Is he really Krishna? And he wanted to check. And what he did, he took all the cowherd boys and calves. And then we know that, Krishna, he himself expands into different forms as calves and cowherd boys and goes to Vrindavan, Gokul. So he does a nice pastime, and then Brahma understands that, right, in the last stage. But we can understand how Brahma, he himself bewildered to understand Krishna's supremacy. So in this actually we can see a couple of important points which is mentioned. Again I go back here. Yeah. Anyone born through the material energy must be subjected to the four material deficiencies. This word is mentioned in the purport by Srila Prabhupada also. We have the tendency to be illusion, vipralipsa, the tendency to cheat. So there, Brahma, the tendency to commit mistakes, pramada, the tendency to be illusioned, and vipralipsa, and the tendency to cheat. That is, the qualities which we have in this material world, in the Kali Yuga especially, right? So, and that is the reason. And Karana Patava, imperfect senses. Our senses are imperfect. Most of the people thinks that, okay, when I can see the God? There are many questions asked by the many people, like, if we ask, like, have you seen the God? And everyone says, no. And everyone wants to see the God, right? Everyone wants to see the God. Do you want to see the God? Right? But is it possible with our blunt eyes, our senses? No. What is the way? How we can see the God? Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam Padasevanam Achanam Vandanam Dasyam Sakhyam Atma Nivedanam. Out of these 9 limbs of bhakti, it is possible to see the God through ears. Now we are experiencing the God's transcendental form, right? So that is only possible with this material senses. Only possibility is there with the Shravanam. It's very difficult to see. Arjuna, he himself, he saw the Virat Rupa, but the vision is given by Krishna. Then only he was able to see. Otherwise, it's not that much easy to see the God's supremacy, right? Brahma, with his Maya, wanted to test whether Krishna was actually present. These cowherd boys were but expansions of Krishna, personal self, Ananda Chinmaya Rasa Pratibhavitabihi. Later, Krishna would show Brahma how he expands himself into the everything as his personal pleasure, Ananda Chinmaya Rasa. So, with the Hladini Shakti of Krishna, he expands himself innumerable forms. So, here in this sloka, Krishna is desired to leave this material body and disappear from this material plane. So, it doesn't mean that Krishna left his body and he's no more. It's not like that. And this way we can understand Krishna with his Hladini Shakti, he can expand into innumerable forms. Right? And that way, Brahma also bewildered. And one more example from Bhagavad Gita 7.25. Naham prakasha sarvasya yogamaya samavrutaha mudhoyam nabhijanati loko mam ajamavyayam. I am never manifested to the foolish and unintelligent. For them I am covered by my internal potency, and therefore they do not know that I am unborn and infallible. Krishna was there during the Dwapara Yuga. But there are many people, they don't know that Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead, right? As in the picture, Shishupal was one of them. He never accepts giving the presidency to Krishna. He doesn't accept, and he says that no, he's a normal person, he's a coward boy. Why you are giving that much importance to Krishna? He says that, right? So even Duryodhana and most of the Kauravas, they never understand Krishna's supremacy. But Kunti Maharani and Pandavas, Bhishma Dev, they know that Krishna, he appeared here to kill everyone. Right? The Krishna is there in the scene, but few people can understand Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead, and the few people, they cannot understand. Naham prakasha sarvasya. I am never manifested to the foolish and unintelligent. Right? You got the point, right? And it's very difficult. And for them, I am covered by my internal potency. Maya will be covered. Now you see, now we are trying to preach to many people. We invite them, we ask them to attend the classes. Few days they come and they try to understand a bit, and then they leave. They don't come. In our Bhakti Vriksha classes also, many people comes and attends few classes and then they will leave. They don't come. Even if we call and they don't lift. In our WhatsApp groups, I think almost 150, 200 people will be there in the groups. I think everywhere that is the same case. And when you call them for the discourse or for the satsang, no one turns up. For online classes, we regularly try to do it, myself and Radhakant Prabhu. And in my group, there are 150 plus people. Only 15 people attends the class. So that is a kind of, it's very difficult to understand the supremacy of Krishna and the tattva of Krishna. Right? He's a Bhagavan. Even if we say, why you say Krishna is only the Bhagavan? Why not Shiva? Why not Ganapati? There are people who says that also. Why not Ganesh is supreme? Because he is most powerful. In Maharashtra area, if you go and there, they say, some of the people say that Ganapati is supreme. He can do anything for me, so he is supreme. So there are people who bewildered with material, things, and they can never come back to Krishna. So why? Because Krishna, this is not because of their ignorance sometimes, because of their past karmas and past deeds, and at the same time Krishna tries to cover. Even for myself, I took long time, almost 40 years in the life, and we covered, finished, and then we realized that okay, there is something else which is forcing us to do it, all these things. But earlier no one was telling this knowledge. Until unless you get in touch with Srila Prabhupada books, until unless you read Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, until unless you take the association of the devotees, it's very difficult to understand, right? Everyone is experiencing the same. That is the reason why we are sitting here and we are trying to listen to Krishna Katha. Otherwise, we will be in Maya. And at the same time, it is very difficult to understand or say that when we are in the temple or when we are in the association of the devotees, yes, we feel that, okay, Krishna is the supreme and I need to be like this and like that. But if we go a bit outside, and then the Maya will come into the picture and we have to fight for it. And then the question, now we try to understand. It is very difficult to understand Krishna, but what are all the ways where we can understand Krishna supremacy? So there is a reference from Shvetashvatara Upanishad. Yasya deve para bhaktir yada deve tadha gurau tasyaite katita hyartaha prakashante mahatmanaha. One who has unflinching devotion for the Supreme Lord and is directed by the spiritual master in whom he has similar unflinching faith can see the Supreme Personality of Godhead by revelation. So what we have to have? We have to have the devotion for the unflinching devotion for the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And that is not only the thing which is kind of eligibility. Also, we need to have a right guru who directs us towards Krishna with a nice knowledge, with a good knowledge, with a proper knowledge, right? So, one cannot understand Krishna by mental speculation. For one who does not take personal training under the guidance of a bona fide spiritual master, it is impossible to even begin to understand the Krishna. So, tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshinaha. Who have seen the truth, who have seen the absolute truth, they can only guide us in the right direction. Otherwise, it's very difficult. Otherwise, we will be going in the wrong direction with lot of false gurus. So again, I'm pointing this out. YouTube became a big guru kind of thing. More views and more authentic. That is the impression in the people nowadays. This person is having 10 million views, so that means this is an authentic. It's a kind of wrong impression. So yeah, it is very difficult to understand without the help of guru. And the word too is specifically used here to indicate that no other process can be used, can be recommended, or can be successful in understanding Krishna. Other than this, there is no way you can understand. What is the way? You have to have the unflinching faith, and you have to have a guru, who directs us towards Krishna. So these two are very important, and so that we can continue with that. And how we can understand Krishna with one more example. Atah Shri Krishna Namadi Nabhaved Grahyam Indriyai Sevonmukhe Hijivvado Swayameva Spuratyada. Therefore, material senses cannot appreciate Krishna's holy name, form, qualities and pastimes. When a conditioned soul is awakened to Krishna consciousness and renders service by using his tongue to chant the Lord's holy name and taste the remnants of the Lord's food, the tongue is purified and one gradually comes to understand who is Krishna really is. It's a kind of process. Devotional service is not a kind of one day, one night, overnight we can get into that stage and we can continue with our devotion. It's a kind of process where what we have to do, Savai Manak Krishna Padaravindayor Vachamsi Vaikuntha Gunanuvarnane Karau Harer Mandira Majjanadishu Shrutinchakara Achyuta Satkato. Ambarish Maharaj says all this, right? Use your tongue to taste the food which is offered to Krishna, or offered the tulasi which is offered to Krishna, and take the smell of tulasi or the flowers which is offered to Krishna. Eyes take the beautiful darshan of Lordship's beautiful darshan, and ears to hear about Krishna. All the body parts, all 5 senses, 10 senses, karmendriya and jnanendriyas. We use that into the service of Krishna, and then the Bhakti Lata Bij will grow. Otherwise it's very difficult to understand Krishna. Atah Shri Krishna Namadi Nabhaved Grahyam Indriyai. It's not that much easy with these indriyas. Sevon Mukehi Jihvadav. What we have to do? We have to do devotional service. We eat prasadam and then it purifies our heart. And we hear and that goes into our heart and it purifies our soul. Right? That way the Krishna consciousness will increase in our hearts, and then we can understand Krishna. And one gradually comes to understand who is Krishna really is. So gradually, it's not a overnight this thing. And this is a famous shloka, right? The Sri Brahma Samhita, Premanjanachurita Bhakti Vilochanena Santah Sadaiva Hrudayeshu Vilokayanti Yam Shama Sundaram Achintya Gunaswarupam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, who is Shama Sundara, Krishna himself with inconceivable, innumerable attributes, whom the pure devotees see in their heart of hearts with the eye of devotion tinged with the salve of love. So, without love towards Krishna, Premanjana Churita, our eyes should be decorated with the love, as we decorate with the kajal, right? So similarly, what we have to have, the love should be there in our eyes, and see, take darshan of Krishna and be in the association of Krishna. And that is a kind of Bhakti Vilochanena, and who is Shama Sundara. And we are so lucky that we got tremendous or very beautiful deities of Radha Madhav, Gaur Nitai, and Jagannath Baldev Subhadramaya. It's always, every day, it's a feasting for our eyes, right? Every day, every dress, whatever we, our puja is decorated, it's tremendous. It's very nice to see all the time. It's very difficult to take your eyes away from the deity's darshan. Whoever comes to our temple for the first time, they feels that actually. They feel that, alright, I don't know this beautiful temple is there, and this much nice deities are there. How I am fortunate to have darshan today. Most of the people says with ISKCON Attapur. So that is possible only with the Premanjanachurita Bhakti Vilochanena. So we'll try to conclude with this thing. So the Lord reserves the right of not being exposed to everyone. He always keeps himself out of the vision of the non-devotees who are devoid of love and devotion, and thus he puts them still further away from the Lord. So he is having the full right, whether he appears or disappears, how he can be understood by the devotees. It's not possible with the mental speculation. And what is the mood of the devotee? The mood of the devotee is like Ashlishyavapad. Everyone can say that. Ashlishyavapādaratam pinastumam adarshanam marmahatam karotuva yadha tada va vidadhatu lampato matprananadastu saeva naparaha. I know no one but Krishna is my Lord, and he shall remain so even if he handles me roughly by his embrace or makes me broken-hearted by not being present before me. He is completely free to do anything and everything, for he is always my worshipable Lord unconditionally. Okay, so this mood is very difficult to get into that level, but yeah, we try to keep on doing it. At least myself, I am trying to do that all the time, so that one day we'll get into the 8 shlokas which is given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Shikshastakam. That 8 shlokas itself gives a lot of meaning, where if we fit into those 8 shlokas, we are good in bhakti at least, but it's very difficult. So what we have to do? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Chant and be happy. Hare Krishna. Anyone have any questions or comments? I will stop here. Anyone wants to add any points? No? Okay. Grandhara Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol, Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for your presence. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.